Quilting Lesson 1 Part 2. Now we're ready to thread the machine and set it up for a test sew. Sewing on a standard machine requires 2 strands of thread. One thread is on the spool, and this thread is sewn into the surface of your project, while the other thread is on the bobbin, and that thread is sewn in from the back. Now first, we need to load our bobbin spools. This machine takes the clear Class 15 size bobbins. Now these are the bobbins that came with my machine, but if you go to replace these, or you need to load up more of them, you need to take note that they have to be the same style and size or they're not going to work properly. So these are the clear Class 15, and I've also found them in the store as Class 15J. Now the bobbin thread is going to be the same thread from our main spool, and we need to transfer some of this thread to fill the bobbin. First, remove the spool cap and place the spool on the pin. Put the cap back on, and now we have to guide this thread into position. Pull the thread over to where it says number 1 and slip it underneath. In the back, there are 2 metal guides for your bobbin thread. It's right along the back of this housing. Use these guides to run the thread around them. The metal piece on the right has a tiny tension disc right on top of it. So place your thread underneath the guide and then back and around this tension disc and over to the bobbin winding spindle. Take the tail of your thread and guide it into the hole at the top of the bobbin from the inside. Place the bobbin down on the spindle and snap it into place in a downward position. Then push the whole thing right over to the right. Now your machine is ready to wind the bobbin. You can press the foot control to start winding the bobbin, and you can fill the bobbin until you have the desired amount of thread on it. You can also use the start-stop button located here on the front of the machine, but this only works if the foot pedal is not plugged in. If you don't stop the bobbin, it will automatically stop when the machine decides that it's full. Push the bobbin spindle back to the left to disengage it and remove it from the bobbin. Snip the thread, and then let's place this into its home. Before we drop the bobbin into the housing down below, make sure that it's in the right position. The thread must be wrapped in a counterclockwise position, and the tail is coming off of the left side of the bobbin. Remove the clear cover with this latch to the right and drop the bobbin down into the bobbin housing. There's a small metal guide down at 6 o'clock on this housing, and what you're going to do is push the thread under the metal guide and then just pull this tail off to the side. Now replace the cover, and now we can set up the main thread. Now if we're using matching threads, and you probably are, then your thread will still be sitting on the spool pin. We're going to free up the thread from the pieces that it's already attached to, and we're going to start over using the main thread guide on the machine. You're going to thread your machine by following the order of numbers that are already printed on the outside of the machine. So we're going to go under number 1, follow the track and bring it around number 2, down number 3, turn back upward at number 4, turn again and back down at number 5, and follow it down to number 6. Now place the thread into the metal guide just above the needle. This plastic lever we looked at earlier is our needle threader. Push down on the lever, and as the needle threader comes down, you'll see a little arm. Catch the thread with the arm and pull the thread across in front of the needle. Look for 2 little prongs that move forward on either side of the needle. Guide the thread into those prongs and then release the lever handle. That little device just threaded your needle, and you'll have a little loop at the back of your needle. You'll need to pull that through. Now, finally, we want to pull up the bobbin thread and get that into place. Use the hand wheel to drop the needle, then turn it again to bring the needle and the thread back up with it, and you'll see that the bobbin thread comes up with the needle. Guide both of those pieces of thread underneath the presser foot and set them together off to the back. Now you're ready to test sew your fabric. Place a piece of fabric under your presser foot and lower the presser foot. Apply pressure to the foot pedal and begin sewing. Once you stop, the needle will be in the down position. If you're finished and you want to remove your fabric, press the up-down button, and this will raise the needle. You can then use the thread snipper to cut the thread. Press that button and raise the presser foot. And now you have your first piece of sewn fabric.